Evening, one and all. TMA Sunday Night Live. There he is. Moves is here. And evening, everyone. And as always, this is the podcast. You choose the topics, we will discuss them. Big shout out in association with the Watford Football Club Former Players Club. Get well soon, Lufa. As always, head on over to facebook.com, tailor-made for community. So I'd like to say big shout out, as always, to Lufa. So joined by the usual suspects, the young man Dino, the Turkish immigrant, Canadian Darren, and man and the myth, the legend, Mr. Moobdino, aka John Cena. All right, boys.
Yeah.
I can see you though, Moobs. That's the thing. It's obviously not working. Right. Okay. Yes. We've got one or two comments. Yeah. Yes. We've got one or two topics for coming up soon. But let's get all your opinions anyway. Let's get a bit on the QPR game, and then we'll forward over from that. Okay. Obviously, it's early kickoff yesterday. I was fortunate to have a 12-hour shift, so we didn't have to do the verdict. Because that would have been funny. We do it for the views, basically. But yeah, go on, boys. Ozan, mate, what do you reckon of that yesterday? Because that was pretty bad, wasn't it? We still drew though, didn't we, Dino? At the end of the day, look, we got unbeaten records still intact. We got a draw last season, like we said before we went live. We would have lost that. We lost that 3 or 4-0 yet last season. So, go on, mate.
It was just one of them games. It was frustrating. QPR could have rightly been 2-0 up before we even started playing, so it could have been one hell of a lot worse. I thought the team cleverly picked was okay. You know, I don't think he could have done much more. It was just a frustrating game at the day at the office, weren't it? I thought all the players tried. I think Cleverly is learning slowly. I think he showed that in the second half when he brought Batter and Bar on straight away. Me and Paul were talking about, is he going to give it 15 or is he going to do it straight away? So I can't really blame the manager really on that. I thought Batman again was outstanding. He done that magnificent save with one hand, and they should have scored really with that deflection. But it was just a tough game. You know, I'm a bit disappointed in some fans. Not every, but some are called that embarrassing. You should know this league by now. We keep saying it, bottom can beat top. There's no... Me and Paul don't look at the table, and I don't think any fan does. It's not a given 3 points in this league. I thought QPR were a very... well organised and a pretty decent team. So I'm very surprised they're down where they are. I think they'll be fine and survive. And it was just one of them. You know, we were sloppy at times. We didn't protect the ball well. We did create some half chances. Bio again, couldn't hold the ball up. He didn't do it enough. It weren't his fault we lost.
No.
Like I say, you can still take positives out. We didn't lose. We could have lost. We're still in the playoffs. I think someone said that's our 4th consecutive clean sheet at home now in a row. So that's impressive. That's very good. So, yeah, I just can't say much more. It's just a frustrating day. And last season we would have lost. It's just one of them games. Just don't bloody lose and take the point and, get to the next game, basically. That's all. So, that's all really.
That's it, mate.
Yeah. No, I agree with you there, Dino. I think this league is just such a tough league. You know, Leeds were losing. I think Leeds lost at Blackburn yesterday. There's no guarantees. And I agree with you. I think it's such a tough division. QPR did play well. Fair play to them. They did look much better than a lower table team. And I agree 100% about Backman. And it was interesting. There was an interview with Porteous after the game, and he was saying what a big impact Robbo's had on the training field with the back line, really improving. And he puts part of that clean sheet. Well, I like what he said. He said, it's really helped with us as defenders. But equally, he said, when you've got a keeper like Backman making world-class saves, and that was a world-class save, you've got a chance of a clean sheet. So frustrating. Before the game, I was really hoping for like a 2-0 or something because you get your hopes up. But got to say, they're a decent side, and it's just such a tough. I think what's great, we're still picking up points. And what was it I read today? Was it 10% of our summer sales was invested in the club? And that's not a lot for Tom to play with. And we're 6, and we look at... I agree with what he says. There's more to come from the squad. We look a decent team. Still think we will... I really would hope we get... and it's not a dig at Bayo in any way, but I'd love us to get another striker up front. in January, because I think we can really push on. I think we've got the squad to do it. But it's, going to be interesting. But yeah, big shout out to Backman yesterday. And again, the kid I love is that Rocco Vata. Really hope we will start to see a bit more game time with him, because that kid's got a lot of talent. And I think we've got, and it's been said before, but with Chakfadazzi, or Dave as we love to call the guy, with him and now with Vata, we've got some nice options. And it's just, I've said it before, but it's such a refreshing break from the last few years. We're entertaining at home, great to watch. I know, yes, that's the one criticism I will have, and this is aimed at Tom and all of them. What the hell's going on in that first 45 minutes? Because that's not good enough. QPR could have, like Dino just said, they could have been a couple up, and you can't keep doing that, because the luck's going to run out. You can't, against me. I'm not a fan of Leeds in any capacity, but any of those clubs that are really having a strong year this year, and
you'd be all right against Man City, though, wouldn't you? Get away with it against Man City.
It's hilarious. So funny to see. What was it? I was watching the highlights this week of the when they blew that 3-goal lead in the Champions League. And
brilliant!
And Man City fans booing at the end. Jeez, how thick are they? I mean, the success they've had. I can't stand the club, but you can't deny they've had great success. But I thought that was appalling. I mean, I would be embarrassed if I was a City fan to be booing them for that. But anyway, no, going back to us, like I say, 10% invested this year in the sales. Really want to see that change in January, because this club, if they support Tom, and I think, I hope and think they will, then we've got a great shout for staying in that top 6. So anyway, I will shut up and pass it to Moon. It's not gin, it's water.
Shut it, Canadian.
I thought that was vodka for a minute. He was getting out. Blimey.
It bloody is, mate. It bloody is. I can smell it from here.
It's the Canadian vodka. Right.
Yeah, go on.
Right. My take on yesterday. Right. It's safe to say, I think everyone agrees that we could have been 2-0 down by half time. I think miss of the season goes to that QPR player, because how you miss from 5 yards out is beyond me. Well, actually, you can ask Bayo what it's like to miss from 5 yards out, because he does it almost every week. So I've got to say that, because he was back to his old self yesterday. I didn't think much of him. Should have been hooked, and wasn't. Yeah, we got lucky. There was a comment about Sissoko. I agree about Sissoko. Oh, come on. That can't be true.
Behave. I mean,
that can't be.
He makes Reece James look injury-free.
He makes Darren Anderton look world-class. Sorry, if you don't know who Darren Anderton is, you might want to go and Google him. To all the youngsters that might be watching. He was the sick note of the 90s. That can't be true. That just can't. If that's the case, right, how's that? I'm going to come off topic. If that's the case, Watford need to terminate his contract. Get rid. Because that boy is too injury prone. I did say to someone yesterday when he come on, for someone who's just come back from injury, I have never seen a leg so strapped up in all my life.
It looked like he almost had a cast on.
Well, exactly. That's the thing. That is worrying. That shows that part. That tells me that I'm no physio.
Oh, twat!
I've had joking. Disgraceful. There's a yellow card there. There's a yellow card.
On him.
Yeah, rascal. Right, so the scrabble we just said about Ngakia, but apart from the serious part, it does worry me how strong that leg is, because if he's got to well done, Halsey. I'm glad you're going to do it.
Go on, Halsey. He's only 25. He's only 25. Go on,
but
sorry,
seeing that leg so strapped up, it's so worrying, because that tells me that there could still be problems down the line, and it's not fully healing. But above all, yesterday, we weren't good enough in the first half. I thought we were very lacklustre. Didn't create much, and when I'm going to give Loser some credit, because he played really well again. Yeah. His passing was a lot of the time on point. It was with some brilliant balls. And you know, I just think it was a bit of a missed opportunity. We got away with a point and a clean sheet. Backman in the second half, that save he made was outstanding. To keep it level, because on another day that ball flies in the back of the net from that angle. But I think we were guilty as well in the second half of not taking chances. You know, the thing that baffled me was Sissoko, but got to the byline twice. The first one he smashes at 100 mile an hour back across the 18-yard box, and the second one he puts it so high up in the air. I'm going to defend Bayo on this. Even he had no chance of getting it. He's just looking at it. He's like, what the hell is it doing all the way up in the air? I don't want it there. I want it at my feet. And then Sissoko's looking, going, why are you not getting on the end of it?
It wouldn't have happened if Ramage had played, mate.
There we go. 12 minutes in, we got a Ramage quote.
Yeah, mate. The Ramage quote's in, mate. Go on, carry on.
Yeah, but overall, though, it wasn't pretty. It wasn't great. We got away with a point. Talking to a friend of mine who's a diehard QPR fan, he actually said that I think they've got 8 players missing through injury, 8 or 9. He said if they get those 8 or 9 back, they're going to be flying up that league. And I actually said to him, I said, I agree with you. I said, you looked a pretty good outfit despite the amount of youngsters they had in their squad yesterday. I actually think some of the youngsters actually played quite well. Yeah, which is a testament to them. But yeah, above all, yes, we got away with one big time. I think on another day, like I was saying backstage, if we play like that against West Brom on Sunday in 2 weeks' time, it'll be like a 4-0 win for them. We'll get blown away, which is quite worrying. But yeah, but also on the subject, I know someone said about Sissoko looking a bit lackluster. I actually agree. I don't think I think he was blown after about 65 minutes. It could have been even sooner than that, which does make me worry that we're at the stage with him where he can now no longer play 3 games a week. It's like it's got to be 2. If we have a 3-game week, he only plays 2.
Yeah, Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday. Just miss the midweeker because it's getting silly. I know we're light on players, so maybe they're having to overuse him. But there's going to come a point, and I fear he's going to he'll pull up with an injury problem, and then that's going to be it.
Yeah.
So
you don't want another Banner thing, do you? That's the thing, moves, right?
No.
You don't want another player out for 6 weeks or something. You're far better to reduce your risk and, like I say, give him a midweek off to recover, right? So that's a good shout, mate.
Well, we got that Duomo waiting in the wings. So once he's properly back, then he'll be flying in there and all. So, and we've got losers like a new signing, isn't he? Because we barely saw him last year.
Well, I'll tell you what. Here's a quick question for you guys. It's something that's been playing on my mind for a couple of weeks. Loser coming back into the team. Okay, is he playing like this because there is potentially maybe an offer coming from someone in January that we're going to have to cash in on? Or is he just saying to Klebs, this is what I can really do if you give me a proper chance? You know,
I'm not listening to that because a troll. It might be a troll.
Jesus Christ, I don't believe that for a second. I thought Delafeu was on the verge of having to retire because of the injuries he's had.
Sorry, Moobs, go on.
But yeah, it just feels like there's something going on with Loser. You think he was benched for so long, only playing in the cup, was doing okay in the cups, but in the cup games, but not really setting the world alight. But then all of a sudden, he's been thrown back into the first team in the league and has exploded into life. Now, like I say, is it because there's potentially someone saying in the background there could be a move in January on the cards for you, like there was back in the summer that didn't come through? Or is it that Klebs has sat him down and said, right, this is what's going to happen. This is what I want you to do. Here's the shirt. Go out and do it. And if you don't do it, get lost.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, it works out either way, though. Sorry to interrupt you, mate.
No, that's fine.
Way. I mean, my answer to that is we've said this for, was it 7 years we've done this? Every time a player wants to move, Decore's, Capoos, whoever, if you cause trouble, surely from the prospective buyers or the rumoured prospective buyers, it would put them off because they say, hang on a moment, if he's doing it there, if he doesn't fit in when we buy him, he could do it at our club. So in a one way, if there's a potential move and he's doing it, he's showing the right attitude. And I'd only applaud him for that. And I wish him well if he did go. Because one, will get a bit more money because if he's playing on form and he's playing well, he's fully fit. So it works out both ways because he'll guarantee to get his move and potential parties will look at him, go, look at the attitude. He's putting 110% in, knowing full well he's probably going to go. So it works out for everyone. We get a nice, tidy little deal for him as well. Everyone's a winner. As long as we reinvest most of that back in the playing squad, there's not a big thing. But also, on the other hand, if he doesn't go, fair play to him. He's showing fantastic attitude, and finally the penny's dropped. So then it is like a new signing. So this season, that really added that key element, like Danny Iron was saying on Friday, and I was saying that we were missing since Will Hughes, for a player who comes and physically grabs the ball and tries to drive forward with it. And Loser, that's what Loser was bought originally for, to really probably replace a Will Hughes type of player who did leave at that time, to drive on with the ball and play it. And he's, you know, so far, like you said, he's been excellent at doing that. May it continue.
Oh, look, indeed. You know, like I said, I'm completely with you. He wants to play. Well, yeah. If he's lost his place in the national team, then he's going to have to play out of his skin to get back in it. But I'm just finding it weird. It doesn't add up because he had the loan spell away last season. You know, it didn't work out. So he's come back. It didn't start well for him at the start of the season because he was benched a lot. And now, in the last 5-6 games, he's exploded into life. I'm just finding it a bit weird. It's something don't add up, but that's just me.
Yeah. Right, just before I'll get Dino, Darren, I'll get your pins on in a second, boys. I'll just shout out some comments and then it's all yours. Also, if you're on Twitch as well, because this is live on Twitch, there's little emojis you can put on. Vampire Life is one of my gaming buddies. There's loads of them. I'll put Watford badges, Lufa badges. They're all little emojis and stuff you can put on. So they're all custom emojis I've put on there. So you've got Lufa, Cali, Ramage, Barnes, the lot of them. Obviously, you've got Rambo one. That's tier 3, so it's one of the highest tiers. The highest tier is Lufa, but there's loads of different stuff on there. So if you're on there, so big shout out to Mournful and Vampire that are watching. Cheers, boys. Right, okay. So Halsey, evening, mate. He says, thankfully we didn't lose yesterday. We could have snatched it ourselves. He's also impressed with the Turkish jails allowing football to be watched in the cells. That's for one for Dino. Kusa, just big shout out as well. This T-shirt here. £12 from Mr. Lee Cusack. I'm a proud owner of one of those, and he's also, so if you message Lee Cusack, he's putting them on. Perfect Christmas gift, obviously. If you want to buy Darren one, please, he'll give you his address and you can send him one donation. So he's more than happy for that. Right, Cusack saying, I'm glad Backman has taken my criticism on board and raised his game. Well done, Cusack. Fair play, son. Right. Halsey saying Vata is a quality player. He might have to take over from Dave if he gets tempted away. I mean, if Dave does go, then it's possible replacement. I reckon it'd probably be Kiembe that if Dave did go, but I don't want to entertain any of that. No. But I know what he means. He says, you say Man City, we gave them a hard time the last game. They won, if I'm not wrong. Absolutely, mate. Rookie diver, you are a bastard. Brilliant, though. Fair play for the troll, mate. Hats off to you, fella. Mr. Terry Pearce from our partners in Reach, quality copiers. So get in touch with Terry if you want a copier. Get him for a free quote as well. He says it was a battle. Who has the worst striker? Apparently, said yesterday. Cusack says we need a half decent, big old English style centre forward for the team to work off. Bio has no presence. Peter thought rumours Delafeu wanting to come back. I mean, if that was true, it's like the second coming of Christ. If that happens, that'd be brilliant. It'd be like Christmas and birthdays roll into one if Jerry comes back. Also, with Loser, he wants to play international football regularly. Yeah, we said that. Mr. Crouch, again, evening, mate. He says, look at the Pollock situation. He handed in the transfer request, and look what he's done now. Similar to Loser, who might just be happier under Cleverly. Yeah, it's a very good point. Yeah, from the last one, Dean, boys, obviously, I get moves in as well on this. But, yeah, from that with the Loser situation, Dino, and Pollock, it seems to... that could be quite true, mate. It could be down to what Cleverly's doing. They might be much more happy under Cleverly because, like you saw, mate, when Cleverly got announced, Loser went straight on an Instagram and liked the picture and wished him well, didn't he?
Yeah, you know, Pollock's probably going to be, well, he's going to be up there for player of the season, isn't he? With Chat for Tatsy, he keeps playing the way he's playing. So, yeah, we're Loser. I think it's down to Cleverly in the team. I think us being so high up in the league, you know, everyone's confident. They're all in. Training's easier. Everything's easier when you're doing well and confidence is high. And I think Loser's come in and wanted a piece of that. And, you know, Cleverly's probably had a heart-to-heart with him and go, you know, you're a really good player. You're a key player that we need in there to take the pressure off Chat for Tatsy. And, you know, you've got two good players like that who can change it up and take a bit of pressure off him. And I think, you know, fair play to Loser. I think he has generally knuckled down, and I don't think he's had a bad game yet since he's come on. You know, I do like the way he goes deep and collects the ball. He's everywhere on that pitch. He really does work hard. The only downfall I'm going to keep telling you about is he don't get stuck in for challenges. That really does annoy me, and you lot know that annoys me. But he's got other players there to do that, so he might have been told not to get hurt, try and keep away from that, just get the ball and pin it about, you know, do your quality. You know, he hit the bar with that crocking free kick, didn't he? You know, that was I didn't think he could get it over that wall. He's cracked the bar. It was unbelievable strike. It was brilliant. Absolutely. You know, that's what he can do. Superb. So, no, good luck to him. I don't know if clubs would be interested in him. There might be, but I don't think he's done enough yet to get a transfer. But you never know. But besides that, he's been very good. I'm very happy with him. It adds to our squad, doesn't it? It adds that little bit extra that we do need to push on. And no, I'm very happy for him. And, you know, fair play to Cleverly and the team to getting him back to his best near enough, because he's nearly there.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm with you there, Dino. I think so much of this, comes down to Cleverly. I really do. I telling my buddies about this, and I said this the other day, and I'll stand by it. I think it's the best, or it will be looked on in the future as the best appointment in the Pozo era. We've got a really good young manager. He's not arrogant. He's prepared to take people on, like Paul Robinson, because he realises they had to tighten up at the back, so he's open to additions to the backroom staff. When you look at Loser, like after Loser hit the bar yesterday, you could see that he was genuinely really, really angry. He wanted that to go in. I think also with Loser, he's also really good at corner kicks, which is something Watford are shit at historically. So, it's ridiculous. A professional footballer who can't take a corner kick and get it beyond the first man. We've had a few of those over the last 5 years, which is shocking. I think the Loser improvement does come down to Clevs. I really do. I think he's made, you know, we've said it before, you know, with the back line, Andrews as well looks thriving in confidence. It's just having I don't know, you know, Cleverly knows the club. He came through, he was teaching the youngsters. He's played at the top level. He's played for his country. It really is a kind of a perfect mix. And I just think we're in a really good groove right now. And we've got a manager that, you know, has that modern day psychology kind of approach of putting his arm around players, young or old, because Loser's got far more experience. And he's probably sat him down and said, look, you can see where we're going. And this is the irony about our club right now. We're still not playing that well. There's definitely a lot more to come from us, and we're still sixth. So there's a lot of positives, you know. But yeah, I think for me, I can see what Moobs is saying, because I mean, let's be fair, he was out of sorts with fans and the club for the last couple of years, and he's been away on loan. But at the minute, he looks like he's enjoying his football, which is massive, and he looks a good part of the team and a huge asset from a set piece, you know, corner kick. So, which is a set piece, but. Yeah, now back to you, Moobs. I think it's an interesting topic.
No, I appreciate all the points that have been made. Everyone's spot on. I agree with Dino. I was celebrating that free kick. I thought it was in. I do not know how that stayed out. I was adamant that had crossed the line, but someone said behind me that it clearly hadn't, so they obviously had a better view than me. But yeah, no, like I say, I just find it weird. And if Klebs had, like Pidge said, and that is true, Loser did put the thumbs up emoji in that when Klebs got appointed. So
yeah,
there is obviously some sort of relationship and bond there. But someone said not so long ago that Loser's the last of the Premier League signings on the high wage. And the only reason why I said about possible transfer is because he's only got 18 months left on his contract. And if he don't, I think if he was to agree a new one, it's going to have to be a whopping big pay cut. And it's whether he would be prepared to take it. So that's it. That's one. But like I say, I just thought I'd throw it out there because I just find it strange. That's all. I'm just finding it a bit too strange.
No, it's good though, mate, because like we said, we've looked at it both ways, and it could work out either way. There, mate. Good shout there. Sorry, good shout there out there, fella. Right, very nice.
Very nice.
Right. Okay, so Michael's put this up a couple of times. Sorry, Mike, we will call this, and Dan put up. We'll skip to Dan's topic as well, just before we go on to Moobs' segment. So, how many points in the next two games? Bearing in mind they're both really. I mean, every game's tricky. Really tough away games here. Cardiff City away next Saturday. That's 3 p.m. kickoff, and then following Wednesday away to Hull City 7:45. So let's quickly go over. I think 2 points. I don't think we'll get any wins from them. I think 2 points, 3 max out of that. Dino, you reckon go around the tableau?
I'm going 4. I think we just beat Cardiff 2-1, and I reckon we drew with Hull 1-1.
Yeah, I was thinking exactly that. 4 for me. Win at Cardiff and draw on the road. Both on the road, as you say. Win at Cardiff and get a point at Hull, I think.
Yeah, no, I think it's 4 as well. I'm going to go the other way around. I think nick a point at Cardiff and then go and beat Hull, because I think if, the way Hull are playing at home at the minute, and the fact they've just sacked their manager, they still can't sort it out. I'd probably say this is a good time to play them. Yeah. That will probably come back and smack me straight in the face. But I just think if the inevitable did happen up at Hull, we'd be the laughing stock of the Championship, because they'll be like, everyone would be like, well, we've been up there already and won. How can you not do it? So, but one thing I will say, if we are to maintain the top 6, like a top 6 place, and stay around that, we've got to start winning away from home. Yeah. We can't just keep relying on home wins. The home form. The away form's got to change. Whether that is, players in January, getting some players back out the treatment room, I simply don't know. But something, it's got to change no matter what. But I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to say 4 points.
Yeah, I mean, my heart says 4 to 6. Obviously, my head says 2. My head says two draws. Obviously, I wanted my heart to rule my head, but yeah.
Bit of bet in there. Two on the one.
4-1. Yeah, but yeah, no, I would love to agree saying 4 points. I just don't know. But you're absolutely right. I mean, I've had many arguments with many people that I just don't give a toss where the points come from, as long as we get them. But yeah, you are absolutely right. We need to address this away form. More consistent away. I mean, they always say win your home games and get draws away and an occasional win away, and then you'll be fine. Obviously it doesn't work out like that, but that's the kind of ethos you need to look at. Try and do a few smash and grabs away, and like you said, address that away form, and we'll be all right. If we want to, like Cleverly says, he wants playoffs. He's quite publicly come out of that and said that every was it international break? You get about 40 of them a season. He looks at trying to, before the international break turns up, number 38, he says we need to be in the top 6 sort of thing. But,
yeah,
that's his ambition, and that's what we should be striving for now. especially going into January. Right. Okay, let's quickly get on to Dan's topic really quickly. It's a bit of a tricky one, this one, to think, because I ain't got a clue about this one. But he says, Watford play. This is from Dan Brown. He says, Watford players as food. He says, I'll kick off with Porto as a Vindaloo, fiery, but always has a risk, risk of accidents and some leakage in the rear. Have you got? Yeah, I know. It just sounds a bit. It's brilliant though from Dan. I mean, if you got any suggestions whatsoever to answer that, because it's a topic, so we'll definitely go answer it.
I'll tell you what. I thought of one. It's only just come into my head. I think Bayo, you've got to call spaghetti legs, because he just simply does not. Every time he goes near the ball, something seems to go wrong, and his legs end up falling all over the place.
Well, this is not food. It's not food related, but it's a similar sort of thing. You know, I told you all the Clough stories. Crossley used to be called, was it Shithouse, Imbecile, Barnsley, and Jigsaw. And he goes, why do you used to call me Jigsaw, boss? He goes, because you fall to, when the ball goes in the box, you fall to pieces. Brilliant. It's similar sort of thing as that, isn't it?
If that's the case, that's half our back line then, being called that one.
Yeah, put 50p in the meter. That's what you called. Remember Bowden House, who used to play for Hemel years ago?
We
used to call him 50p. Bowden House, I remember him years ago, mate. Right, I'll get your ones on here in a minute. Dan says, oh, here we go. He's got a few in, and Ngakia. We'll put that one in a minute. Hang on. Dan stands in Ngakia is Frey Bentos pie, ridiculously long use by date, but a good chance you get injured preparing it, and you'll be signed off for weeks if you eat it. Brilliant, mate. That's fantastic. Cheers, Dan. Is Father Christmas bring you a new webcam for Christmas, Dean, or are you running Windows 98?
I'll stick with Window 98.
I'll tell you what, though, Cusack. I'll tell you what, mate. You might knock Windows 98, but I have that over Windows 7 and XP and everything all day long. 98 was the king, mate, because you can play Championship Manager 97, 98, which I'm currently doing on my old laptop. Good times, mate. Robert Page and Gifton on there, mate. Well done. Yeah, go on, Darren. Dino, what do you reckon?
Well, the only thing I can think of, I haven't slowly, but for Chakvedazzi, I'd say I'd call him Chinese, because you watch him and you go watch some
racist.
No. But you know, with Chinese food, you have. In fact, we had Chinese last night, and after 20 minutes, you go back and you want another meal. It's like with you watch him up for the first 45, and then you can't wait for him to come back out for the second 45 because he is class. But
that's a good one.
It's a tough one though. I mean, they're good. They're bloody good bit of banter this. So
brilliant.
I don't know. Dino's probably got something more.
He's got some Turkish dish or something. I suggest for us.
Lamb Donna.
You nicked mine off me, Darren. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Oh, really? Sorry.
Yeah.
Bet you were.
I can't think of any others really. No.
I mean, the thing is, though, you don't want to knock Ngakia, and you feel sorry for the lad, because when he came on, he did look really good, and I was really impressed with Ngakia. Problem is, though, he's an hospital patient blighted by football. I know it sounds really bad, because I really want him to succeed, and you know, he seems a really nice lad. He's actually a really good player when he actually plays, but he never plays. And this is the frustrating thing with him. And so we do wish him the best, but it's just getting ridiculous now.
But like Lou said earlier, when he mentioned, years back, Darren Anderson, who was a tremendous player, but was so injury prone, right? It's just a nightmare.
Well, that's brilliant, Dan Brown. That's brilliant. That is brilliant.
Fucking brilliant, Dan. You love him all your Cusack.
Excellent.
I'll tell you what. Cusack is timid compared to some idiots on Twitter that seem to call him a bastard. And I'm not mentioning the name because he's a complete dick anyway. I'm sorry, but there's one or two people on Twitter that just fucking have a right go at Backman calling him a bastard. All right, so at least with Cusack, okay, he knocks him and has a go at him, but you don't call him, get personal, does he? He he takes the piss out of it. He does annoy us, but he's more timid compared to what we have seen. Oh, here we go. Dino would want a Maradona to have been a Watford player in days gone by. I'll tell you what, he almost signed for Sheffield United, though, didn't he? Because they wouldn't.
Yeah.
Apparently, it was 200,000. Yeah, they were at the time they were going to pay 200,000 for him, which back then was massive money. They wouldn't go up to 400,000.
Yeah.
And he went to Barca, I think, or went to whoever. But yeah, that was one that certainly they let go, didn't they? So
Imagine that. Crazy.
I know, mate. Shocking, isn't it? Right, okay. Let's get onto the segment. We need to know what happened in the cup between Watford and Plymouth, mate. So we'll let you indulge.
Indeed, indulge. I will. Oh, hello everyone. Yes, this face really says it all. Where do I start? It's not been a good weekend. If you're non-league and Watford women, this is not a good section of news. Start off with the women today. Following last week's FA Cup defeat, the girls were back in cup action again today. This time it was the FA Women's National League Cup, and they made the journey down to Plymouth Argyle Football Club. Fair play to anyone that, any of the Southwest Hornets that went and watched. I know Dave jumped in his car this morning and flew down there like a rocket to get there in time for kickoff, which he'd done. So fair play to him. I had prior engagements, so didn't go. But unfortunately, it has ended in defeat again this week. The girls have gone down by a goal to nil and have exited the cup at the quarter-final stage.
Oh, dear.
Brilliant. He's got Radio Gaga now, I tell you. It's all Radio Gaga.
Not off.
Pick of the pops. So yeah, the girls are now out of all the cup competitions for this season that they were entered into, and will now just have the rest of the league campaign to focus on. So we need everyone's support as always. We have one more game before they finish off 2024. It's in a couple of weeks. And yet again, good old Sky decided to fixture clash it because it's on the same day as we play West Brom at home. Well done, Sky. You are completely and utterly useless. I'm glad I can say that on it. Otherwise, I might get into trouble elsewhere. So the girls will travel to Billericay, unless the game gets called off or something. That on the 15th, 2:00 kickoff. Anyone can get down there. I know we're on Sky, so it might be a bit difficult. The girls will appreciate all the support they can get. And then they don't come back until I think second week of Jan. I think it is now. So they've got to get a nice long break after that, which I think they might need. Moving a little bit swiftly on. Non-league, God almighty, I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm glad a couple of the Hemel boys are not on, because if you think things are getting bad, you just don't want to be a Hemel fan right now. And quite frankly, that is me, and it is painful. I'll quickly recap, because last Monday night they were at home to Dorking Wanderers. Now, Dorking are a pretty good outfit. They are one of the better teams in the National League South. What I didn't expect was the blinking scoreline, which was an embarrassing 7-1 defeat at home for Hemel. I seriously don't know what's gone on from the first 10-12 games this season, where Hemel were absolutely flying. Something's gone on. We don't know what. I don't know if we're ever going to find out what is going on. But to top it all, they went down to Salisbury yesterday, and for the first half, they held their own, kept keeping a clean sheet, and then in something like under 17 minutes, conceded 5 goals and ended up losing 5-0. Quite frankly, I do not understand what's going on. Someone put a stat out today that Manchester City and Hemel were pretty much the only two teams in November not to get a point. There might have been others, but we don't know where they are. But yeah, it is tough times if you're a Hemel fan. Very, very tough times. More tough than what I've ever known, actually. It's demoralising already at this stage of the season. We're not even halfway. It's what makes it even worse. I know they're back in action. There's a game on Tuesday night. They're playing Hitchin Town in a local Hearts Cup. I don't think it's the Hearts Senior Cup because, ironically, Hemel already out of that. Don't ask me how that happened. I'm going to wash my hands with that one. But yeah, they play. It did happen. Yeah, that's the problem. So yeah, they play Hitchin, and then I think they might be at home next Saturday. I'm not sure. I have to try and find out. I know they've got a game. I believe they've got a game. Well, they might have a weekend off because I think it might be another cup round. So yeah, it is very tough times. One thing I will say though, they are at home. I will plug this now. I can't remember who it is, but they are at home on December the 14th, which is the Saturday before we play West Brom on the 15th. So if you've not got nothing to do on the 14th, come down to Hemel and watch. It might be a bit painful. You might want to go and sit at the bar for 90 minutes. I think that's what I might be doing at this rate. But yeah, I don't really know much else in the way of non-league results. I haven't had like I said, I've just not had a chance to look. I'm slipping with my standards. I do apologise. So yeah, well done to any of our local teams that won this weekend. I hope there was some wins for some of them. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. It's short and sweet this week.
Oh, very nice. Very short and sweet. No, it's all good, mate. Let's see what we had. As it's December, we need Dard's special with the vest. That's for you, Darren, next week. So that'll definitely happen. I'll check if I'm on shift next week. Oh no, we can't do next week because I'm 6 till 6 next week. I'm 12 hour. Otherwise, we'll definitely do one the following week. Nice one, Arn. Yeah, fair play moves. Good result today, mate, against Man City. So fair play, mate.
Yeah, so no, that's
what
good result.
I noticed you didn't have your Man City shirt on today, so that's probably why.
I knew you'd say that. I almost put it on, then I thought I'm not going to do it because someone will say something.
Brilliant. Dino is the face of radio.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
Oh, brilliant.
Snazzy and nicey here.
He's nice. Right, okay. Oh, here we go. Everyone wears a vest. Moves boobs. Hey.
Might not be a pleasant sight.
Get your tits out for the lads. Brilliant. Right, okay, boys and girls. Right, so we're off now, but we'll see you obviously Friday night where we'll preview the game coming up. Saturday night we'll get the verdict through as well, and that'll be it for this week. Obviously, like I say, I'm on a long shift Sunday, so I won't be able to do the Sunday show, but obviously we'll be back to full strength the following week. So yeah, we'll see you Friday night. So Dino, Darren, Moobs, cheers boys, thank you ever so much.
Have a good week.
So was Moobs, to be fair. It's for Molesy. Brilliant.
I've had a rough week, but yeah, football wise, it's been good.
Week.
Yeah,
a rough week, definitely, mate. Yeah, no, cheers, Halsey. Nice one. Yeah, massive shout out to everyone who's watched on all three platforms. Thank you ever so much, boys and girls. Platforms. Like that, mate. Oh no, it's
fumes.
There's the fumes. Yeah, watching and smelling the fumes. Cheers, guys. Nice one. Right, okay. As always, you've been beautiful. We've been TMA. It's good night from the legend.
Good night. Good night from Darren. I was going to say something else. It went out my head.
It's the fumes again, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think Dino's already in bed, so sleep well, mate.
Yeah. It's good night from Peach.